So it is finished. Now it's now finished, shall I say? There's obviously a timeout, and I've worked out 3 hours 20 for a timeout, or 3 hours 10. 3 hours 20. 3 hours 20 timeout. So I think it's obviously estimated 2 hours 30 for a normal load, a normal full like 3 kilogram load. But once you go past it, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the heat shield off. I'm going to use it as a washer. I will open the dryer up a little bit to see what's going on with the stats, shall I say, even at some point. But for now, because this is an older hair, we'll get it in to use. Heater in place. There's the other one. Have a look at this then, see if this works. I've got for free. All that's broken off, the back panel's come off, it's quite mucky, that's been eaten. Obviously it needs new dampers anyway. Surprised that there's no hole yet in the seal other than that, but it's going to need a different seal anyway. And it's full of Fido's old chew toy. Question is, does it work? The spider's gone, really. Oh, come on. Nope. Not sure. Not sure. It's not really looking into place, but okay. started to heat. Chunk is pretty bad. So, I think this wash classics, I'm going to throw a couple of towels in on boil wash before, but I think this is going to get scrapped. I think the spider has gone. Obviously it needs dull seal. They have only been on a fast for 60, they smell brilliant. It is very obvious that they haven't been using any liquid or anything, but there is massive amounts of lime scale build up. So it still needs a descaling, but other than that, I'm not even going to have to deal with mould. That's neat. However, it's more likely that the cheaper Unilever have caused the lime scale to rapidly grow. That being said, I'm not entirely sure where it's come from. It's come from auction, but it could have come from a horrible area. Oh, let's add new brushes in. I've attached the motor. I've plugged the motor back in now. So let's do a quick test. We'll put it on 90. I'll put it on. Actually, what I'm going to do is first put it on spin. So the voice is still loud, even with new brushes in, but oh well. But the actual commentator which it's sitting on is absolutely fine. Half of this is coming from the actual motor bearings. Now you can really do. They don't really get any worse. Right. Oh, we'll just throw well, unlock. No, on the normal washing this is fine. Yeah, I think the motor's bearings aren't great, but I can't even change the motor out because this is a different motor to a normal Bosch motor. It still takes Bosch brushes, but because it's kind of like based on what looks to be like a Nidet design or something like that, it actually doesn't mount. You know, a normal Bosch motor doesn't mount properly to this, and yet these were sold with the normal Bosch motors as well, the same as you would have found in that. So the same motor found in that could fit that, but that actual motor means that that motor from that can't fit that. Also, for some bizarre reason, all these WAE, the 166 and 167s, all seem to yellow for some reason. Every single one I've seen up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, they're all yellowed. It might just be that, just the control panel, sometimes not the drawer, and sometimes it's both. But oddly enough, the door doesn't yellow on any of them. Right, so I don't know how this Bosch has been working. Now it's been on, I can't remember if it's just been in testing or whether I've actually done some videos on it. I don't think I've done videos, I've done testing on it. And it worked absolutely fine. However, I noticed that when I emptied the filter, this pump blade was rather unbalanced. Right? I've taken the pump out. Also, because it's unbalanced, it meant that when it was empty, it was spinning, it was very noisy. Now, I've taken it out, and instantly, look at this. If I take this out, look at that! Look at that pump chamber. Alright, that's not supposed to be there at all. Alright. So, in fact, what's confusing me is how this even worked in the first place, because it's still magnetised somehow. So, let's go and empty this out. See? Look at that. That is just all gunk. Yeah. Right. So, I'll do this and then we'll put it back and see what happens. So I was on my way over to, you know, kind of clean it up, but there's actually a problem. Look at that! Look at that! That is why it's broken. Oh well, you're going to find a spare one of them. Well, not one of them, we're going to find a spare pump now. I think I've got one. So, this is from that Bosch WAA 24169, the one with the broken spider that I had actually quite a long time now. It's still waiting to be scrapped, but anyway, so I just took this off it. So this is the pump, and of course it was wet when I first put it in, but then obviously it's been stood for so long with no water in, and this is it now. I've taken, so this isn't broken, so there's lots of magnetism, so what we're going to do is empty this chamber, clean it up a bit and put it all back together, and it'll work again. Well, this is working anyway, but it is odd how this chamber is completely free of anything and this one isn't, considering it's all one chamber. I'll give this a clean up and then put it back together. Better. That's chugging away and there's nothing in it. that was. Yeah, before it was like proper rattly. Anyway, yeah, so I can't remember where this machine came from. Because I think that I've a while, I had a board put in. That, I can't remember. I think it may have been from auction, but I couldn't tell you about that long. Cool. Yep, what we've got here is an Indesit 850W. I would say they're rare, but they're not. In fact, there's quite a few now, sort of within collectors, and may get ready for a new seal look. Brushes don't sound brilliant, but hey ho. Simple 14 program dial, 2 sides. So that's less than the other one because it has 3 sides on the other one. I think this is very similar to, and then if we look, basic programs, main wash, pre-wash, fabric softener. I'll tell you what, we'll just put some wash in to test it first. So, apparently it's draining very slowly, and that reminds me before I kind of start it up. Powder in, a couple of towels, see how it goes. Put it on. Right, so now heating. What's interesting, and obviously I'll see this in a full vid, is when you first start it up, tumbles are quite slow, well not slow, but they're quite short, but as soon as it advances, it starts heating, the tumbles come a lot longer. Now we'll also have a look at this. Now I got this from auction, so it might be working. Let's see, I think if you press these two together, do we get auto clean? Actually no, we'll just do the standard test. So, turn it off. Right. Turn it on. Program 2. Turn it off. Program 1. Program 3. Turn it off. Program 1. Doesn't spin. Sat. So we'll do a quick test first, then we'll put it on auto clean. Pre-wash. body wash, main wash. Fabric softener. It kind of feels through all of them basically. That didn't heat. It just kind of like 4 tumbles in the drain. Despite that heating and quite a raw heat, there's no heat there yet. It's only been 3 minutes, what I'd expect. Okay. Pump turns off. Now what? I think because I messed about with it, I was pressing these. May have changed it to not spin. I might have accidentally put no spin on. It doesn't come up with anything, it just kind of brings up the spin. I'll try auto clean. I think it's got auto clean. Right, so it's got auto clean, except nothing happens. It's like it's not programmed in properly. Okay then, let's do it the old fashioned way then. Does that work? 4 hours 5. 4 hours 5 on a... I've got to try that out. Because that's now, like, my other active care that was also out at the same time as this is like the standard 3 hours. It's like rapid on here, and cotton comes to 40. Oh well. But the traditional way, auto cleaners doesn't work for some reason. Although there's some heat there now. Right, I was going to plumb this dishwasher in, which I also got from auction. It didn't actually sell, but I kind of looked at it again and I was quite interested in it. The only thing, initially, it needs a foot. The foot snapped. The reason why it's mostly level is because I've actually kind of pulled... I say it snapped, so they've twizzled some of it out to a degree. But it's in quite clean condition. It's not drunk. That's interesting. There we go. behaving now. Ugh. 3 teaspoons. So I'll just plumb it in and then switch it on. Ugh. And then we'll put a tablet in and see what happens. And I'll try and level it a little bit more. So after like literally 4 minutes, it's dropped an hour, which is quite surprising. So it's still it actually senses the load and then drops the time. Unlike say the Indesit versions, which don't adjust the time at all, but will adjust a time at the end. That's warming up quite well actually. Also what's interesting about this is, look how high the water level is. That's the natural water level it goes to. The cottons. Right. Right, nice and clear. I think it needs rinse-aiding. Also got intensive, auto normal, pre-wash. It's had tabs on selected. Tabs, eco's quite reasonable. Speed 25, delicate 40, short timer now 20. Interesting, because that's the same time as baby cycle on the full size version. And good night, which is 3.5 hours. Right, I'll stick a tab in. I'll stick it on. Stick it on short time. See what it does. Where's my tabs? Oops. What's with his belt slipped on that? That sounds a bit odd. I think the belt's slipping on that. Oh, it's crunching away. Be more of a giveaway once I put the washing in. That's pretty neat, that Indesit. There we go, filling up. Oh, just a little bit of this Indesit as well. This was actually bought in 1995. That's how late on this was. Although I was pretty sure that the Amiga didn't really come out until about 96, sort of 97, so... that kind of makes sense, but I'm wondering where the square door version of the Indesit kind of fits in, the squarish door. Cause it was the same dial and everything, but just square-ish. Or was that just like this part of the same range? Yeah, same time frame maybe. I don't really know too much about these Indesits at this time interval. All I know, there was a pub that I once went to when I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something. With my nana. The pub wasn't open, by the way. This was during the day, not at night, and obviously went into the back. And usually at the pub they have living quarters upstairs, but they also had one of these for washing the bar rags and stuff downstairs. Getting up to temperature now, about 60, I reckon. I'll leave that going as well, see what happens. Right, so this has released its tabs. Actually, that's quite cold, but you put your hand there, and it's really warm. There's a lot of insulation in that. There's no program 4, still heating. And trust me when I say it gets to true 90, because I'm struggling to actually put my hand on it. In fact, what I should do is get the heat gun. Actually, 45 minutes in, that's pretty hot as well. I can't put my hands too much on that. Where's that heat gun? You'd think I put it in the same place, right? But I don't. Everything is just disorganised. I'll be back in a second. Ready? When the towels move, we're up to 84, 85, 81, 84, 85, 85! Wow. And that's at 65 already. Maybe they've modified this so it can get to proper 90. We'll see. Or 85 even. For me, anything over 80 is good. Because 80, it's 72 for 10 minutes or 80 for 2 minutes kills or 100% of bacteria and viruses and pathogens and everything. Complete sterilising. So, like this right now, these will be completely sterilised. The whole entire tub will be sterilised. In fact, look, if I start aiming up towards there, it's still 81, 84, 85, 80, actually hotter. But it will be. Heat rises. And we're up to sort of 86. Which then starts getting you thinking, if the thermostat's down below, and it triggers at 90, what's the top of the drum going to be like? Yeah, it's not bad because it's at 65. Keep an eye on it. Right, so the Hotpoint's hit that point where it starts to heat and that's it, where it just kind of does nothing and just heats, but there's something weird going on, and it's this. That's going down, not up. In fact, it's been at 72 and now it's going back down. It's gone back down. What? That is pretty painful to touch. Meanwhile, this is at... It's coming back down now. It's at 78. Because for the last 5-10 minutes or so, it hit sort of 85 there, and now it's coming back down. Ah, that's just as hot. which is quite weird. Let's see what happens in a minute when it starts to tumble. Let's go. So it said about 50 there. It says 47 actually. Whoops. It's probably a lot more than that. It's probably about 55 to 60. I think short time is a slightly different variant of the 1 hour cycle on the full size one. And we've dropped. How's it been heating and dropped? Ridiculous. Is this laser even working? Because I can't see a red dot. There's no laser. Where's my laser? Yeah, the laser's dead on this. It's not working. That's not going to be very accurate now, is it? It's not coming with a battery or anything. This is broke. But I'll tell you what, I will give you something though. Look how it's rapidly coming back up now. Now the water's constantly on the glass. So I've always said this. You're not believing me in the comments. So people take this reading off the glass. Take this reading and thinking, oh yeah, it's that degrees, and it's not. Because it's just bouncing off the glass, not off the water. Now I've been pointing that at the water, but obviously when it was heating up and doing nothing, it was actually cooling down. Now we've got heat radiating through the glass. We're at 75. And that doesn't help the fact that the laser don't work on this. Already. It's going back to the shop. I don't think it... I mean, what does this say? I think this is two years old, or got 2 year warranty, or 1 year warranty, and it's not even that. I'll find me one. The guarantee form. Or me, what do you call it? That's on its rinse, don't know where it's it. It's on its rinse. So apparently this is drained slowly. This is not from a collector, it's from a house collector person that I know very well. But every old machine he gives, doesn't actually give it to me, he sells it to me. So I bought this off him. He said it's drained slowly. It's not draining slowly by lots of things though. I think the draining problem was wherever it was plumbed in. The Hotpoint dishwasher, the bit of water on the floor, but where from? Is it because it's not level? So a little bit. And that was there from when I plumbed, that came out of the pipe when I undid the pipe. So a little bit here. I'll have a look after. Interesting, it's still got drying. So yeah, the Hotpoint works, just not on active care because it's not programmed in. Just have intermediate spin then. Oh, one drain period. And it's going to be imbalanced. Considering that there's no towels on one part of the drum, that's pretty good. Woo! Pretty cool. Yeah, it has the same raise and lower feature. That's running a lot better now. I keep an eye on that. I think it's because it's not 100% level. It's actually sloping this way. It turns out this is on final spin, and the attainment time is still nowhere near. Right, so scrapped a Hotpoint with the one with the spider that I like completely gone. Anyway, there wasn't really much of the spider left, but anyway, that's the valve, and yeah, somehow the valve is also blown as well, in a weird way. I'm going to put this to one side and I'm going to do a little test later on. But for now I'm also going to go show you this as well. It's Electrowash, not Indesit, Electrowash Compact 033X. So it's a 33cm slim depth machine. It's an import from wherever. Neat little tiny door seal with absolutely no mould. Actually, the door seal's in pretty good condition. Actually, Anyway, asked online about those on my Instagram who made it, and it is coming back as an old Cital and a much older version compared to the Whirlpool. So this means I've got 2 generations Cital. But I swear this drum is smaller than the Whirlpool version. Although that being said, I'm not sure if the Whirlpool version is ever so slightly deeper as well. I like this. This is quite clever. Talking of clever things, this can be wall mounted apparently. Look down here. Huh. But anyway, before we can even get this on, we need to replace the hose, because it's 20 odd years old and it's absolutely cracked, and there's no plug. Yeah, there was a plug, but yeah, it's been taken off. That being said, whoever wired it didn't do exactly a very good job. You can see obviously that this the neutral wire is a lot longer than what it should have been, and that earth has been stretched round. So I'm going to chop it all off and start again. And there's a screw missing on the back plate. Dial turns fine. That's fine, but the buttons are a little bit, because this, can you see how it will just pushes around and everything? It means when they push any of these buttons in, these options, they're either not going to go in, or they will go in, and then can't come back out again. See? Now that's gone in, but yeah. But to get back out, I've got to kind of do this. There you go. Yeah. In fact, looking at it, it looks like the whole button set is slightly askew. Big draw though. And this is metal, hence the rust. Well, just that bit. That isn't. Right, so I've opened up the little compact. Right, actually got a problem now. So if you look here, this is nearly gone all the way through. It looks like it's still fine, just about, but and I'll put some electrical tape around it anyway. But it appears that this design is very bodged up. Like, they've put these wires coming across here, but that means that the belt just rubs against it. That's not very good. Let's have a look at what I could do. I mean, I'm struggling, but what my idea? See, there's a piece of tape here. So, can we reroute these two wires? I'm going to go with these two wires. Can we reroute these two wires under the motor, or sort of like come away over here and come along here maybe, and then back up again? There's that, because it's basically, how am I supposed to pin these back away from the belt? Look how thin that pulley is. But this is a really thick belt, and look at the clearance between them there. So anyway, that's one problem, and then the other problem is obviously the pipe needs replacing. May struggle a little bit because the placement is here, but I'll have a route from a hose box and see what I can find. Very likely I might be able to find something, because if you look, this end here is exactly the same as the end that's on there. So there's that. And then, so I've been saying for a while that every time you push these buttons in, they're struggling to come back out again. But actually, we've got a bigger issue. This fascia isn't even on. because it's snapped, or looks to be snapped, off every single. It's definitely snapped there, but I might be able to rescue that one and that one if I got a washer. Single inlet, and look, there's a pressure pipe, and it goes all the way over here, and then you've got this excess slack that then goes up to the pressure switch. Not being funny, but when people go on about old machines and how well built they are, they're horrifically rubbish. Also, you've got this piece of plastic here. Not sure exactly what that's supposed to do. Is that supposed to be in there and over that? Because if it is, it's kind of broken a little bit. I think it is. So I'll put some electrical tape over it. Looks like it's supposed to go all the way across, but a little bit's broken off for whatever reason. This tape looks more recent, actually. Is it under repair? So the problem with the buttons is that they're not separate. They have to push, by the looks of things, against. Not sure, against this, which is probably the reason why they're struggling to get them in and out. But the actual dials to the, to the temperature and everything, separate. Oh, so look at this, see if this works. High, low, high. It got move actually. Yeah, it does. Just filthy. Been sat outside for a while actually. Been sat inside my workshop for like a week. But yeah. Smell of burning dust. Same place, yeah. It came from the same guy who sold that, but I got that for nothing. It was actually a bit of a protector. And I'm going back soon as well to the same guy who sold this, because there is a bunch more machines coming. More of that later. We've all updated on this. So, you plug, you pipe, and like I said, so this, and I also noticed that there's a hole here as well to wrap round. So amazingly the wires hadn't severed or anything on this side, but obviously started to go on this side. So a couple of cable ties, and here, there we go. So the first cable tie is sort of like to keep it away from the loop, and then the second one is that loops actually around the actual cables. So that's all done. Looking a lot tidier now under there. Time to get it in, see if it works. It's running fine, timer's fine on this, heating fine. Very quiet as well, actually. I forgot how quiet these are, actually. Let's see if it works then. Oh, that helps. You know what helps? Plugging it in. Shiny new plug. Ready? Now let's try it. and drain. Got, I think that one's kilowatt hour reduce. I think that's eco basically, eco 60. And this holds no spin, half load.
Coming up from here somewhere. Like, the door's not quite... that's right. The door isn't actually that pressured against it. There's a lot of water there.
just drained out. Run a normal boiler wash with nothing in it. It's only been used in powder for the last God knows how long. So yeah, do that. Let's quickly have a look at this. Just plugged it in. I haven't plumbed it in. There's a reason why. But anyway, it's a bush, 10 kilo. That brushed. Sounds brushed. From auction. Stick it on. I think. Looking at it. Yep, the dial's fine. So I missed out on one auction. They called up so fast. There was a Bosch, there was a Logik, 10 kilo as well. But one was an inverter and one was brushed. But then, despite the selling, it was then put in the following auction, and I did and won this. I think that's an inverter, is it? If it's brushed, it's very quiet. If this is the inverter one was brushed, and I think the Logik. So if this is the inverter, the Logik would have been brushed. But Bosch did do a inverter on the 9s and 10s, on the 10s and 12s. So. Still can't tell. It's also had something stuck down here, look. At some point. So I bought the 10 kilo Bosch because it's the wider door. The wider door don't suffer with the weight issues like the smaller 30cm door does, because the wider door doesn't have it all the way around, it just has it down below, and it's much thicker, chunkier, with chunkier bolts. Still can't tell if this was brushed or not. Like, is it a really, really quiet mid-deck motor, or is it inverter? I'll come back in about just 5 minutes. Also have a look at that is brushed. That's moved. It's a bit more unbalanced. Not really level up properly anyway in the first place. It needs cleaning up anyway. Oh, and also interesting fact, this and this were all put in the same auction. That didn't sell, but I knew who was selling it, so I got sold that privately after. That this and this came up in the same, in the following auction after that one, and I've won them. But the Logik had been won, taken away, and the Bush hadn't, and neither had this. However, I knew full what it went for in the first auction was what I would have bid it for anyway. And what it went in the second auction is what I would have bid it for it anyway. For both of these. So it's not like it went for any more money in the second auction. But anyway, CDA, washer dryer, Vestal, another Vestal one. Obviously it's quite clean inside apart from a stone. Literal stone. But listen to that motor. I'm not even going to try and attempt it on. The first thing I'm doing is checking the brushes. Make sure it's alright. And make sure also the commentator's alright. What I pay for it though, if it needs a motor, not too bad. How's that moved? Or if I try messing with it, that's why. Yeah. Yeah, also it's got this, if you look here, sustain levels, so that's basically the Eco and the Rapid options, like you found on the Panasonic, so it's no different now. But obviously this is a washer dryer. Oh, well, it's also got options as well, which is quite cool. Right, so we've got the brushes out, and two things. One, yeah, this is an Indesit motor, as suspected. One, there's only one bolt on either side. Two, they are long. One's obviously a lot, has one slightly more than the other. That's kind of normal actually. Any motor. And three, oh look. By the way, that's not the bearings, that's just it rubbing against the back. But there's no ticking. I think. Right, so what I'm going to do is just have a feel. So indeed, it isn't smooth at all. Can you hear that as it running over my fingers? None of the contacts are lifted up, but there's definitely something going on with the commentator. But it is clean. Maybe it just needs running, to be honest. Oh, and just to show you, bearings are fine. Ooh, that's right. It's got something in it. But listen to that. We can still hear the motor. And there's no brushes attached to it. With that being said, so what I'll do, I'll put the brushes back on. I need to find some screws that will fit the motor as well, ideally. Right. It might be fine after running. Sometimes it is. It's been sat, and where it gets sold in the auction, it is technically a greenhouse. And when I actually looked at it, because it was so cold, there was condensation running off the motor at the time. This is on the first look. When it went through on the second one, I was like, well, I already know what there's something under there. Let's quickly have a look. Let's put on spin. Cool, no, it works. Okay. Sound terrible. Well, right, final rinse. Some ball wash. finishing in 2 minutes. And it's, well, the machine isn't hot at all, it's stone cold. Don't really expect anything in 18 minutes, but I was expecting at least some kind of warmth. I'm guessing in a minute this is going to end, and I'm going to open the door and there. Right, also I'll just show you Bosch is warming up. It's about 40 at the minute on our 90 cycle. Look at all bits hanging around everywhere. And we've also got progress on the Alliance. A good lockout. Yeah, so I'll actually take that lock out. Direct lock. So take it out, and then I'm gonna put it all back together. Just need to take the lid off as well, so we can get to it. There's 2 bolts under there. Take off one there, one there. That should then lift off. Should be able to then change that. Should be able to reprogram it in. It is quite clever as well. That's a little kill switch. So when this is removed, it just disables the whole thing. Yeah, there's nothing there. It's not heating at all. Right.